Welcome to Liverpool fans. Today we've got the latest updates of your beloved club Liverpool. But before we dive in, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a moment of breaking news. Let's get started. Liverpool's January campaign continues to unfold with a familiar mix of frustration on the pitch and intrigue off it, as the club finds itself once again at a crossroads between immediate ambition and long-term planning. A fourth successive Premier League draw at Anfield, this time against Burnley, has only intensified scrutiny around Arne Slot's side and sharpened focus on the transfer market as the window edges toward its closing stages. While Florian Wirtz's first-half goal briefly lifted spirits, Marcus Edwards' equaliser after the break underlined a recurring problem. Liverpool are competitive, creative, and often dominant, yet unable to turn control into decisive victories. That lack of cutting edge has inevitably fed into transfer discussions, with midfield reinforcement emerging once more as a central theme. The disappointment of missing out on Marc Guéhi has already been digested painfully by supporters. Guéhi's decision to join Manchester City, accompanied by his description of them as the best team in England, felt like a symbolic blow as much as a practical one. Liverpool had identified him as a cornerstone for the future of their defence, a leader capable of anchoring the backline for years to come. Instead, that door has closed, forcing the club to recalibrate its priorities and search for solutions elsewhere. In the immediate aftermath, attention has turned back toward midfield, an area that has undergone significant change in recent seasons, but still appears in need of further refinement. Despite Wolves' struggles in the league, André's performances have stood out as a rare constant in a turbulent campaign. The Brazilian has continued to demonstrate composure, positional intelligence, and a level of consistency that has not gone unnoticed across Europe. Clubs in Italy and Turkey have registered their interest, but Liverpool are believed to be the most advanced among English suitors. Reports from Brazil suggest that the Reds have been monitoring André closely, tracking both his on-field displays and underlying statistical metrics. Crucially, Liverpool's interest is said to be independent of Wolves' final league position, indicating a belief that his quality transcends the context of his current team. This is not the first time André's name has appeared on Liverpool's radar. During the summer of 2023, he was considered a serious target as the club sought to rebuild its midfield. That pursuit was ultimately shelved when Fluminense made it clear that the player would not be allowed to leave mid-season, prompting Liverpool to shift focus and secure Wataru Endo instead. Since then, André's move to Wolves in August 2024 has given him the platform to prove himself in the Premier League, and his adaptation to English football has been viewed internally at Anfield as a validation of earlier interest rather than a late discovery. Wolves, for their part, are under no illusions about André's value. Tied to a contract running until June 2029, the midfielder is not available on loan, and any potential deal would have to be permanent. A valuation of no less than €30 million has been set, widely seen as a starting point rather than a final figure. For Liverpool, the financial aspect is significant, but not prohibitive. The more complex question revolves around timing and fit. With Alessandro Bastoni and Yan Diomande more likely to be summer considerations, André represents a profile that could potentially make an immediate impact, offering balance, control, and tactical discipline in the middle of the park. The broader context makes this pursuit even more compelling. Liverpool's recent run of draws has highlighted the fine margins at the highest level. Control without ruthlessness has become a recurring theme, particularly in matches where the Reds dominate possession but struggle to kill games off. In such moments, the midfield becomes the focal point of both praise and criticism. Slot's system demands intelligence, mobility, and resilience, qualities that André has consistently displayed. His ability to screen the defence while progressing the ball efficiently could provide the platform needed for Liverpool's more creative players to flourish with greater freedom. There is also a psychological dimension to consider. After the Guéhi disappointment, Liverpool's hierarchy is keenly aware of the need to project decisiveness and ambition. Supporters are watching closely, not just for new signings, but for signals of intent. Moving decisively for a player like André would represent more than a tactical adjustment. It would be a statement that Liverpool remain proactive, adaptive, and unwilling to stand still in a fiercely competitive league. The club's recruitment strategy has often been praised for its precision, and this potential move fits that pattern, targeting a player who aligns with both immediate needs and long-term vision. Steven Gerrard's words carried unusual weight as he sat in the television studio, calm but unmistakably serious, reflecting on the possibility of Jurgen Klopp's return to Liverpool. It was not delivered as a soundbite or a headline-seeking remark, but as a deeply considered statement from someone who understands the soul of the club and the rhythm of the Premier League better than most. Gerrard did not hesitate in his assessment. If Klopp returns to Anfield, he believes English football is about to enter a new and far more demanding chapter. Gerrard spoke openly about how Klopp's departure from Liverpool left a void that extended far beyond Merseyside. In his view, the Premier League lost a certain edge, a distinctive intensity that Klopp alone seemed able to generate week after week. He described Klopp not simply as a successful manager, but as a force that shaped the league's atmosphere, standards, and emotional pull. According to Gerrard, when Klopp walked away, something essential went with him, something that made the Premier League feel raw, relentless, and alive in a way that no tactical system alone could replicate. The former Liverpool captain explained that Klopp brought meaning back to pressure. Every Liverpool match under Klopp felt like an event, not just because of the football, but because of the narrative, the energy, and the belief that anything could happen. Gerrard said the league felt different once that presence was gone. Matches were still competitive, titles were still fought for, but the taste of the Premier League, as he put it, had dulled slightly. Klopp's touchline intensity, his connection with supporters, and his ability to turn stadiums into emotional battlegrounds elevated the entire competition. When discussing a potential return, Gerrard was careful not to frame it as nostalgia. He rejected the idea that Klopp coming back would be about reliving the past. Instead, he described it as the beginning of something harder, sharper, and more demanding for everyone involved. Managers, players, and even referees, Gerrard suggested, would immediately feel the shift. Klopp does not simply compete, he raises the emotional and physical cost of competition. Facing his teams requires absolute commitment, and Gerrard believes that challenge is exactly what the Premier League has been missing. Gerrard also spoke from the perspective of a former Liverpool captain who understands how deeply Klopp reshaped the club's identity. He said Klopp restored belief to Liverpool at a time when belief was fragile, and in doing so, he reconnected the club with its most powerful values. Intensity, unity, and fearlessness became non-negotiable. Gerrard argued that these qualities did not just benefit Liverpool, but forced rivals to evolve. Clubs had to run harder, think faster, and dig deeper, because Klopp's Liverpool demanded it. According to Gerrard, Klopp's return would immediately shift expectations. Liverpool would no longer be viewed as a team in transition or recalibration, but as a club ready to challenge everyone, everywhere. That alone, he said, would change the psychology of the league.